I think it's that important that people have. I'm serious. I think it's that important as a social network. I'm telling y'all, it's getting to the point where it's no longer going to be a choice for us to have like social networking sites. So I think it's that serious to the point where you actually should force winning group leaders to have this Facebook, or I know we probably got to have city accounts or something like that. But besides that, Facebook accounts and even so Twitter, like just 3 basic ones, because it does so much for the group. A lot of times I've read about Apple. Steve Jobs talked about he don't create what people think is best for Apple. He creates what's best for them, regardless if they realize it or not. And that's the same situation it could be with us when we forcing people to like get on Facebook to start a group, or you know what I'm saying. They may not understand what's the importance of it, but they'll soon find out that it actually is better for them to get into this stuff. All right, so.
I actually have a Facebook account that I hadn't been in since October of 2009.
But you don't have one then.
No, I do. I went in it the other day. I went in it the other day.
2009.
2009. It had so much stuff out there, I just wouldn't even go out there and look at it. So I finally broke down and did.
Yay!
I did.
That's a victory.
And okay, so social networking. One thing you could do is start a group. You don't have to be like there's the circle group on. You can have a Real Talk group or Golden Girls groups. It's real easy to start a group on Facebook. Type in somebody's group, go to it, and then click create your own group within it. But that helps you when people join your group. It's another way to send out mass messages to people. You don't have to, constantly tell everybody. You can just keep people updated, especially when your group starts growing to like there's like 60, 70 people. I have about probably 40 regular people that come to the circle, and overall it's like 100. Some people. There's no way I can contact 100 people every Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure out a different solution. If you want to know what's going on with the circle, you had to submit to social media. You have no choice. You had to submit to social media. Just because I ran out of options. I can't contact everybody. I still do my best to meet personalize certain people I know going through stuff. I still have a personal relationship with a lot of different people, but when it gets to be so many people, it's kind of hard to do that with everybody. So now they know just Twitter. Some people don't like Facebook, so I got a Twitter account. Some people don't do that, so I use the city. Everybody got their own, different ways to get a cat. So I use my main thing is Facebook, Twitter, and the city. So make them all have a Facebook account. Send messages out. Make the group interesting on the group. Like on the group, you can use it as a ministry tool. There's stuff where the people can leave comments about what they got out of the message. If people miss stuff, like how you say you send scriptures and stuff like that, I just post my notes now. Like I just post whatever it is that I was going over, like my outline for whatever the talk was going to be about that day on there, so people can just go back and get it. One girl came to the circle like last couple weeks ago, and she just had no idea that she just been banking on it being every Thursday. Like thank God we was there, but at the same time, I don't just have it on Thursdays. I mean, at the church I do, but most of the time it's at church, but it's not always at the church. If they don't have social networking or no way for me to contact them, in a mass, form, then they would have missed it and would just came up to the church for no reason. Last week I had a circle at my house. A lot of people came late because they thought it was at church because they just neglected to read what I sent. They follow me on the, they follow everything. They just been so comfortable with it being in one place, they stopped looking at the messages. But that I gave them a reality check, like, okay, I need to keep paying attention. You know what I'm saying? To what?
So basically, what I would be doing is taking what I do at my group now and share that with the 300-400 Facebook folks that I have on my list.
No, you talking about your friends? Friends,
family.
You can if you want to. My group it used to be private. I mean, you have options to make your group private or to have an open group. It was originally private for me, but then I made it open because a lot of people was just wanting to get involved in it. So you could choose to make it private and send out invitations to individual people that you know will want to come to your group that's within your friend list. Okay. And after they join the group, then they'll start getting the message. If they're not in the group, they're not going to get the message. Period. When you send a mass message through your group, they're not going to get the message. But what they will see is certain updates that you put with inside of your group. All right. If you want to take it as far as creating a fan page, that's a whole different, like how to start that. I'm going to go into that. But if you can figure that out, like you just, you can figure anything out on Facebook if you just search around, look, Google. All you have, it's just the way we figured out how to make a fan page. We went to YouTube and typed how to make a Facebook fan page. That's literally what we did, and we made a page in like 10 seconds after watching the little clip. So it's just that simple. A lot of stuff that y'all see in the vignette came from me YouTube and something. So YouTube is a good tool to use if you want to figure out how to do something. You don't have to spend hours explaining how to do every different thing that's on Facebook. Everybody know how to do it already. So just YouTube it. Alright, ministry tool, informative, like I said, the other one. The weird wins, the information for wherever your group is going to be. And then one of the biggest thing is to create a buzz. Now, like some people say they have an issue with it because they have a humble group or whatever.
They have a what?
To be humble, and they don't want to like make it seem like I'm trying to be big shot or just stuff that I heard people.
Where'd you get that from?
We have a lot of criticism with the circle. When we started it grew so fast that a lot of people was talking, and then they called us cults and say that we don't really need to do this because this literally happened. We didn't really start the circle inside of Summit at first. I just had a random meeting that the guy told me to have with a bunch of young adults so that we can, because people was telling me they didn't have help. The young adults didn't have help, and I was like, we have a lot of young adults. So I just had one random meeting, and I thought it was just a one-time thing to jump off 09 for young adults that I knew that was trying to live right, be Christians, and on top of that, live right. There's a lot of groups, but a lot of people not choosing to live right, like, not sinning and stuff like that. So, had the group, a lot of people loved it and wanted to come back next week, and it just continued on like that. They start updating stuff. We already was on Facebook because that's just our age group. That's what we grew up in. So they just start updating their status. They just update their status to what interests them. I didn't tell them to do it at first, you know what I'm saying? They just did it. Other people interested. What is this? What are they talking about? Me, Adrian, and Bryce start doing videos. Just random videos, just talking about just random topics that concerning God. Just videos. And that led people to come to the circle. So having that buzz on the internet is what caused the group to grow. And so many different people come because people are just curious. But what came with that was also the negativity, the people who didn't like what they were seeing, especially people who knew my background and stuff like that. It's just, that was the norm, that was expected. But it actually was good for us. Even the negative criticism was actually good for it because it still kept creating a buzz. People still wanted to know, like, who are these people talking about? What are they dogging? And stuff like that. So creating a buzz just in general was good. And I didn't get, at first people would get to me when they was telling me, I was like, are you sure you want to make a group? Like, isn't that doing too much? Like, to make a group for the group, or for your, a group on the Facebook for your group, actually, to come up with a name for it, is that doing too much? Like, calling it the circle or something like that, make it sound like a cult. People saying a lot of different stuff.
Okay.
But the point of the matter, I just did what the Holy Spirit told me to do and got good results from it. So, it worked for me. I know something as simple as just telling everybody don't be concerned about that stuff will work. All right, so that's just in case. Like, y'all was like, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But y'all at a different level. When you tell other group or other people the same thing, they might have been thinking about that because I did. So just good to share that with them. Don't be concerned about that. Just create a buzz. It's good. Advertise it. Get your members involved. Like she said, have other people from your group advertise stuff more than you do. Like, even if you tell them to do it, it's a lot better coming from the mouth of somebody who's not the leader of the group. Trust me. It's a lot better. Same thing with Summit page. Like, the Summit page, there's certain people that they see posting stuff gonna be like, okay, that's normal. But when they start to be the other people who they may not even heard of, or just friends that may come and they know it's okay to update stuff, that's when it's gonna start having a really big buzz, and like people gonna start being interested in. When some church members not doing it, that's good. Because the good thing about bringing outside people, like how she said she want more outside people to come, that's what Facebook can do because it's an outside connection already. You don't have to connect to people that's inside of Summit. The city is good, but it's only catering to Summit people. So that's what we got Facebook for. That's a whole other element. It's the outside. The circle, like if you notice people that go to Summit now, they went to the circle first. Like a lot of young adults that go there, they went to the circle first, and then like Team Summit was encouraged within the circle, and then they start going to Summit Church, and then to spread it out instead of like focusing so much. What people come to Summit Church, have somewhere for them to go. Like if you come to some church, you're a new person, get into a winning group. It was the opposite effect. They came from somewhere else, got into a group, and then went to Summit Church. So it was like a winning group in Summit Church should be like give-take relationship. We should give to Summit Church winning groups, but then winning group should give back to Summit Church something. You know, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, more people that's coming to the church or people just getting involved in Team Summit and helping. Once you build a relationship with people inside of your winning groups, they're going to listen more to you when you tell them to get involved in stuff. They understand it better. You have more than just 10 minutes with Pastor Eric or 5 minutes doing it during tithe and offering to try to convince you to join the group. That's not enough. A 30-second commercial for a vignette is not always enough to convince somebody to get involved with Team Summit. But if you get them to get into the winning groups, and then you have time to build a relationship and get phone numbers, you know, develop a relationship, and you get hours after the meeting. Some people have groups that don't like, when I go to their group, they don't never be over when you say it's going to be over. So, and that's amazing. It's great. That's what helps build Summit Church and have growth within Summit Church. So it's important. Create a buzz, advertise. And the Summit page, this is really not so much, this is more for us to talk to winning group coaches. The thing about the Summit page is, once people start liking the group Summit page, they'll start getting updates with inside of their news feeds. So like y'all know, as soon as you sign up to Facebook, the first thing that pop up is your home page of news feeds. And you start getting a list of random friends posting stuff. The way Facebook does that is they just judge it off of your preference, and they prioritize it due off to what you like, who you click on the most and stuff like that. Once you like a group or a fan page, it automatically just prioritizes that as being the number one things that they need to show up in your news feed. So if you start, once you like the group, you'll see everything that updates inside of the news feed. But what you also can do is post stuff what's inside of that group. When you post stuff inside that group, your friends that may not be connected to Summit at all is going to see that you posted it within inside of this group. And if you already have a good relationship with that person that may be going to your group, or you have a relationship with them, they'll go click I like Summit too. That's going to help your group build Summit. That makes sense to you? Mm-hmm. Because, you know, they may not ever even know about Summit. Some people came to Circle and didn't even know about Summit because we just didn't have to talk about it that day. You know what I'm saying? Just if I was at my house or something, they just know this is a group called the Circle and have heard the Summit name connected to it. So, but when they start seeing us post stuff through Summit, or if I post like I'm headed to Summit Church and they know me from the Circle, they'll wonder, they start to get curious about everything that you're doing in your life. Basically, what are you involved in? What are you connected to? So they'll start looking for that stuff and they'll click on it. So it's good to start your group. Get your winning groups like popping. Get them. Sorry for my this how I talk, but get your winning groups popping.
I like that.
And then you bring them. And then you start posting stuff that happens in your group. You can literally post stuff that happens inside your group on the Summit fan page. And you know, you'll say this happened at the group here. I love the connection that Summit Church have, something like that. They'll reference it because of the group, but just by default, just, you know, association, they just gonna like Summit Church too, and then they'll start getting news feed where we'll connect them to the group. So that's what that fan page does. So just go on Facebook, just type in Summit Church in the search thing, and it's gonna show Summit Church. It's gonna be a Summit Church just pay, or it's gonna say pages, and then under that it'll say Summit Church. So it'll be a category that say pages. Under that be Summit Church. That's the one you need to click on to get to the fan page.
Okay, say that again. I didn't get it.
When you go to Facebook, you type in the search box Summit Church. They're gonna start putting categories down. There's gonna be one that say places, one that say pages, and another one say profile or something like that. Profile. The profile one would be just Summit Church regular page. But when it says pages, that's the fan page. When you click in search, I can show you.